Yo, it's Crypto Blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, investing in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, it's just blood too. Bad motherfucker, but in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's my Crypto Blood, Twisted Toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. The girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling the law. Fuck around and you clap, for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and do it live, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another live stream. We were supposed to have our guy Army Piper in the building coming soon. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if he can make it. Welcome to the show, though, ladies and gents. Hit that like button on the way in. Who we got in the building? We got Wisdom Bars in the house. We got Jason Lynn's in the building. Man, Jason sent me something crazy today, and I saw an article about this yesterday, ironically enough, and we'll go over it, but it's pertaining to MicroStrategy being delisted. Shreggy? We'll look at this. Let me see. Did you see the spaces with Bitcoin Zay? I posted in a clip in the no. What is he talking about? Oh my! I gotta get my guy King on to get an understanding of what the hell happened between them two, man. What was he talking about, Jason? That's crazy. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Hit that like button on the way in. We'll try to look at some trades, but I don't think I got anything for you today either. We're just too far in the money, baby. We're just making that money. Bloodalytics is making that money. Get over to Bloodalytics, by the way. Let me bring it up on the screen. Bloodalytics.com. Link is also in the description of this video, as always. Normally use Scalpalytics Pro on the live stream, so check that out. Month to month, you get a discount if you sign up for the yearly. Anything with this said, the people that sold the market are joining forces. No, man, not at all. Him and King got into it. No way. No fucking way. It's either money or a chick why they broke up. Yeah, yeah. My guy Hype in the building. Look at Hype. It's probably money in this regard. I don't think they were sharing chicks. They were too far away from each other to be sharing chicks. I don't think that was the case. Big Zay Block King and you. Zay, you falling out, bro. You falling out on that one, bro. You making us Aries look bad, bro. We got the same birthday. Don't do it, dude. Reconsider, read some litter. Sure on the subject. Read some literature on the subject, bro. Don't do us like that, bro. You're making the Aries look bad, man. I want to see if I can I play this? Can I play this? Let me see. Let's see here, bro. Let me see if I can play this really quickly, bro. I got a shout out to JL. I know we're supposed to be talking about the bloody markets we see here, but my two trades, Bitcoin Zay. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and play this. I think I'll be able to load this in, and you guys can hear this nonsense. I'm assuming it's nonsense. I don't know, but we're about to find out. We're surely about to find out, mon frere. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Things like, bear markets, you call all the noise. What have we been talking about? Like, just bring on the bear market. You could just wash a lot of this crap out of the system, flush the toilet again, let's go, and get this thing back on the road soon. And that is kind of that for anyone in the audience. That's one of the reasons why we've been talking about during these times. Don't go away. Pay attention and pick your levels and buy opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good-
like
good morning.
I'm in a liquidity pool for Hype and BTC. And so if BTC goes down, it just buys more BTC. If it goes up, it just buys more Hype. I'm happy either way.
I like that. I like that, Marnie. I like that a lot. Nice work.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that is exactly how you do it.
And Landy, I just want to respond to what you say, just to follow up. We were talking about me and a few people were talking about just seeing how much paper Bitcoin has entered it, because there is paper Bitcoin. I don't want people to think it's only 21 million Bitcoin that's being floated on these balance sheets. Trust me.
Isaiah, knock it off. We're not about to do this. Everywhere you go, we're not doing this. Just let you all know, Isaiah has scammed about 6 figures, maybe 7 figures from a ton of people on his tour. We're not doing this, bro. I can't believe you've been coming out live right now. But believe me, I've been trying. Listen, like literally, the people want the FBI on your ass, bro.
Okay.
I don't know why you act like
let's bring it. Let's go ahead.
That's how you, hey, hold on. That's how you do it from the D, baby. That's how you do it from the D. Hold on. Shout out to my man King. Eastside Detroit, baby. That's how you do it. Come down on them, baby. Come down on them hard. Let's hear this, man.
That's the thing.
Yo,
It's funny to me. Yeah, I thought, but yeah, whatever.
nah,
I
get out
don't
of
know
here.
what.
Miss me with
It's
all
funny.
that, bro. That is not for here. Get out of here. Like, my bad, Isaiah. I didn't even know who that dude was. I thought he was maybe somebody that followed you in here. I was like, oh, maybe he's one of your boys trying to troll you, but
Yeah,
crazy
whatever.
work.
But yeah, what I was saying is like the paper Bitcoin, the amount of paper Bitcoin, is crazy because over time,
Round of applause. I'm gonna get Zay on. I'm gonna get Bitcoin King. I'm gonna get King on, and we gotta talk about this, bro. We gotta air this out, man. I'm sorry, the fraudulentness is no good, my friend. It's no good. But in today's episode, we're gonna be looking at this is something that me and Piper talked about last year. Japanese bond. We were looking at this. Nobody else was looking at this. And it's rearing its ugly head, it seems, again. So let me bring Piper up to the stage right now. My guy, Piper, what's going on, brother?
Yo, bro, I'm sorry about that, man. I wasn't even able to go live on my channel this morning. I had to do a quick Discord session with them. It's been a nightmare today. So sorry about being late. But my eCam server wouldn't connect at all, but it didn't want to talk. They did not want to communicate. So evidently Google and eCam Live are having a language dispute right now.
Well, we got Army Piper in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We get blamed Piper for causing this crash by anything for clicks. Just FYI. He said you, FD, and Gray BTC caused the crash. No, we just made money off the crash, and we're gonna be able to stack our sats and accumulate more on this crash. Not at all, my friend. Not at all. So Jason Lynch, thank you for that, bro. We're gonna get into the Black Twitter Bitcoin drama at another date, but man, that is crazy. Voice Crypto in the building. We got Johnny Curry in the house. Alexandra G, she's a great one, always supporting both the Piper Academy and the Blood people. Tino been harping about carry unwind. Okay, so what's your take, bro? Like, I didn't get a chance to see your stream yesterday. But like, what's your take on what's going on here, man? We tapped 80K. Let me bring my chart up on that, matter of fact.
Yeah, I got a pretty good chart on that right now.
Okay, I'll bring yours up too. Let's bring yours up really quickly while I load mine. Share
it. Entire screen. There we go. Share that bad boy. Cool. There we go.
There we go. Let's go. Let's see that alpha, baby. Let's see that alpha.
So, interestingly enough, and I think I may have actually even showed this way back in the day on your channel, man. Mm-hmm. About the Bitcoin cycle tops. Let me get rid of my objectives. That's my battlefield there. Bitcoin bottoms. There we go. Hey, I got a battlefield going, man. I got a whole thumbnail. It's based off of phase lines. You know about phase lines?
No. Hit me to it.
So intelligence preparation of the battlefield is a thing, right? This is what we do in the military when we lay it out. I got to find it here. We bring this beautiful image up, and you'll see how we look at a battlefield when we're doing this. There we go. There's the battlefield. So this is a phase line approach to an objective. This is when we do a battlefield. We do this thing here. It's, with phase lines, right? So phase line Joe, phase line Bill, and as battle moves on, your units, these structures here, they move forward on the battlefield, right? So we took this and we turned this into a whole new type of perspective that is basically looking a lot like this here. Let me go up here and bring this one up. It is going to look a lot like this here, where I put it on my thumbnail this morning. Here you go. Check it out. There you go.
Okay. I saw your thumbnail on Twitter. And I was
there you go. So yeah, my dynamic thumbnail. So I've turned this into an entire, crypto related charting, right? Phase lines.
Oh,
We're going up
nice.
phase lines. Yeah. So how I done this on this chart here, and I'll go into that in a second, but here's all my phase lines that I'm watching. It's based off of our cycle trends that we do. Every cycle we've gone in and hit the golden pocket. Remember me talking about this? I said we had one outlier. Yeah. Guess where we topped out at this cycle, man. Guys, this chart was done. This chart was done over a year ago.
Blame it on Piper, ladies and gentlemen. Blame it on Piper.
Which is why I took profits in January of 2025. And then I started my dollar cost average again, especially heavy when we hit 52-week simple moving average. And then I took profits again at 126 and then all out at when we broke the 126 officially. So I've been all out and I shorted at 126 on the market. Now I'm in a short still right now that I've been adding to with the average cost because I'm adding to it as we go down. That average cost down is sitting about 97,000 right now. So it's just continuing to print money for me. But yeah, we had this laid out a while ago, like over a year ago, that this was going to be
that's
we
to the
targeted. Yeah, we had a little bit of a breakout above it here, 6.54%. Yeah. So, but this is based off of, if you guys don't know, this is based on logarithmic charting. And then it's based off of the top there. And you can see it, the top right there from last cycle to the bottom of this cycle. And the reason that it's moved over is so that we can have it set where it's going to hit at, right? But it's a logarithmic trend from this top to this bottom for retracement up on a logarithmic scale. In every cycle, it's either hit it, gone slightly above it, or been directly in it. And there we go. That's it was there. It was there for us. It told us this over a year ago that this was going to happen. Now the question is,
I wish I would have listened to Army Piper and not been in my own world and not get out at 78,000. I missed a decent amount upside, but I knew we were coming back. I knew we were coming back. Piper.
You have access to my Discord because I gave it to you, right? But the thing I do is when I take out my big profits and I protect my capital, because a lot of people don't understand they get locked into how many tokens do I have.
Emotional. Yeah.
Why that doesn't matter. What matters is we're not buying tokens to go, I have these tokens. We're buying tokens that are going to grow capital. And so bro plotting on selling a year out. We're screwed. I'm not. Look, again, it just fits right to what I'm going to here. Our goal is to grow capital, and so when I sell off, because I sold 3 times this cycle. I sold January. I sold March 2024. We had a 30% retracement there. I sold January 2025. We had a 30% retracement there, and I sold at 126. So 3 times this cycle, I've taken profits off the table. I immediately start dollar cost averaging again with all of my gains. So, and I do it based on retracements, how, wristbands off of into the cryptoverse. I use his chart for my baseline. And the deeper that the wristbands go, I multiply. So if I dollar cost average times 1 here, right? As we go deeper to go my DCA times 2, my DCA times 3, my DCA times 4 every week. And so when we rally back up, we come back in. Right now, my average from dollar cost averaging, because I started it immediately after I protected my capital. I started immediately. My average right now is sitting at about $99,000. That's all we have to go to for me to start being in profit on my weekly DCA. And this morning, I actually dollar cost average times 4, CZ reference there, times 4 this morning, which was $4,000 entry into Bitcoin at 81,000 around there. So I'm just continuing, and as we pull back down lower, it'll be, a 5 times multiplier and then a 6 times multiplier, right? It caps out about times 6, but average time in the wristbands, we spend the majority of our time in times 3, times 4 on the DCA Piper plan. So,
Gotcha.
There is some other stuff though. So if I pull off the market tops and we look at the objective table, my battlefield, this is all key levels that I'm watching. Yep. Here's your objective. So, by the way, I had all of this up here at phase line 52, which is the 52-week simple moving average. There is phase line bull market support band, phase line dynamic reactor. I can pull that one up here. Phase line dynamic reactor. Turn it on. You'll see that on the chart. It's coming right offset from the bull market support band. And then we've got phase line CME, which we filled. That was from April 22nd of this last year that we just filled. We had phase line fair value gap. Why? Because there's a fair value gap on that candle. I figured we were going to do that. If we came down and hit the phase line for the CME, which was the CME gap from April 22nd, we have a big fair value gap on this candle. We're probably going to close that too. And we did. From here, we're in a free fall mode, bro. And I know we got the liquidity here from this level that we're, is kind of slowing us down right now. That's why we've currently have paused a little bit on the fall. But our next phase line is going to be official bear market where we make a high time frame lower low. Okay.
Yeah, 75K.
70 about 74 5. Yeah, 74,515. Okay. But now we have things below that. And these are where I think if this is confirmed to be the crypto winter, where we are heading. And I don't know if you saw my post on X with the doors. Did you see the doors yesterday?
Yo, oh my God, bro. Listen, I literally have that queued up. That is the funniest shit.
Go ahead and show that, and then I'll show people why it's a $40,000 door.
Man, I was cracking up when I saw that. Where is it? Oh man, let me duplicate. It's got to be right here. Yeah. I went to another link from your from that page. But yeah, I had that up, bro. The funniest thing ever. Let me show you guys this graphic that Army Piper put together. Man,
I'm having too much fun with Grok on my thumbnails and videos.
I see. You're doing a good job, man. Your prompt skills are phenomenal. Let me just say a round of applause to Army Piper's prompt skills. All right, so let's bring this up, man. This is hilarious. Check this out, y'all.
Okay.
There's a line. You gotta wait. You gotta wait, ladies and gentlemen. There's a line. You should have got there early.
I love it. That's funny, great. Man. All right. So why do I say 40K?
Yeah.
Why do I have 40? That as a line? Let's talk about that here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my phase lines here, and I'm just going to throw on market.
That's Elmo, ladies and gentlemen. That's Elmo's area. Hey.
Here's why I say that. We got to look historically first. We got to go because what I did in the military for 22 years, predictive analysis based on historical trends and patterns, right? Where did we go to after the retracement? And this is bottoms to tops giving us retracements down. Where did we go to? And back here in 2015, platinum pocket, 786 to the 887. Where did we go to here in the 2018, 2019 window? 786 to the 887. Okay. Last cycle, right to the 786 again, which is in between the 786 and the 887, platinum pocket. If we look at this cycle,
song. Of course.
into the platinum pocket,
going
around my neck.
Wait. What did you say now? Let's run that back. 786 to the what?
To the 887.
786 to the 887. Platinum pocket. Yeah, I'm gonna make a rap song on that one, bro.
I got gold around my neck, but the platinum in my pocket. Is that what So I actually have a comment on that too, that someone just said about the Christmas pump. I actually think that we will get it. I'm going to show you all that too and why that is.
Nice.
Did a deep dive on some DATs. If you don't know what DATs are, we talked about it a little while ago. Digital asset treasuries and what they're doing to the markets. Rand Nooner talked about it. I don't think he hits the nail on the head. I'll break it down for you better. But what I'm watching here is, say we do get the institutional pressure, or at least the institutional doorway that retail is using for ETFs to get into Bitcoin. And we go, okay, we don't get 70% retracements anymore. It doesn't happen. Well, best case scenario, you're looking at the 50% retracement. And this is a retracement taken from the bottom to the top. 50% retracement here would put us at $70,000. Okay. I can go with that.
Okay.
Sure. If we go to the golden pocket, that's your 618 to your 0.66. You're talking 53,000 to 57,000. But if we go all the way back to the 786, which we have no reason right now to believe that we're not following cycle, we've hit the timeline top. We've hit the typical looks that we do, the downsell. Like everything is textbook cycle, 4-year cycle right now still. That would be about $39,000 to $40,000, hence the $40,000 doorway Army Piper's line. There is the situation here. If we take this off and we go look at this from timelines, where is my timelines one? Alt cycle. Nope. Yep. There it is. Alt cycles. No, that is not it either. Fib cycles? It's not fib cycles. I've got one on here that talks about the entire timelines of how we hit things. Market tops, market bottoms, price ranges. Is that it? No, that's not it either. That was that. Might be here. Anyway, you've seen the chart everywhere where it's the amount of days that we are in from halving to tops and then all of that, right? I'll look for it here in a minute after while you're talking on something else, but we hit the same top timeline also. But I want to talk on that piece that he's talking about a Christmas rally. Is there a chance for a Christmas rally? Absolutely. And it has to do with this post here from Rand Nooner. One of my members said, hey, Piper, can you break this down? Is this thing real or not? There we go. I got it lined up for it there. Talking about why the market crashed. I don't think that this is the reason. I've talked about the reason why many times on the show, but this does add to it. And it has to do with digital asset treasuries and others that have been too big buyers, and that now the MSCI is looking at taking away their status to be able to go into indexes, which would be huge because
That's
as of
what
right
we're gonna
now,
talk about today. Thanks. Shout out to
Are you
Jason Lynn
serious?
for yeah. Look, I got it right here, bro. There's a guy that broke it down, and I think I literally just let me go back. I keep overwriting. Here it is. Shout out to Jason Lynn for bringing this up to me this morning. I saw this MSI thingy yesterday, but he sent me this guy who pretty much kind of broke it down for us. Let me just read it really quickly, Piper. So this guy, Shanika Anselm or whatever, he said Wall Street just banned Bitcoin companies from the stock market. So January 15th, 2026, mark this down.
But actually, February is going to be the date that they fall off. So if you got a January to February, you got a double a 1 month window there that you're going to see big volatility.
And so, guys, you got to remember that markets are forward pricing. So this could be the market's pricing this in. But I think it's a perfect storm, Piper. I don't think this is the only reason we're seeing this move down, but this
and
could
I
be
talk
part
about
of
that.
it.
Yep, that's what I'll break
But
down.
MicroStrategy gets deleted from every major index on January 15, 2026. 9 billion in forced selling follows automatically, the biggest financial exile in modern history. He goes on to say here, and this happens in 55 days. Almost no one knows about it. He said Michael Saylor spent 5 years building a machine, buy Bitcoin with shareholder money. Stock price goes up, raise more money, buy more Bitcoin, repeat. It worked flawlessly. MicroStrategy accumulated 649,000, almost 650,000 Bitcoin, worth 57 billion today. They became the largest corporate Bitcoin holder on the planet. The machine just broke. MSCI's rule is simple. When cryptocurrencies exceed 50% of your assets, you're not a company, you're a fund. MicroStrategy is at 77%. So they could either, just to pause this, Piper, they could either be delisted. I don't know. I'm asking this really. It's more of a question. Could they just be delisted and then or can they sell 27% of their Bitcoin to get back below the 50% threshold, which is still bad, by the way.
It's about them being listed as funds. It affects their ability to be an ETF, which causes passive buying of their stock, right? If they're in an ETF and someone buys that ETF, they are passively buying that company stock, which adds extra money. I got the breakdown here. That basically it's my script, but I can just go ahead and read it off to you while you have that up there.
Yep, go ahead.
Because I had a whole script written for this to do a scene on it, but I guess I'll do it here on Crypto Blood. Let's go. All right. Good morning, alumni. Let's talk about one of the spicier conspiracy theories floating around crypto right now. We finally know why the crypto market crash happened on October 10th. It was all because of MSCI and these Bitcoin hoarding companies called DATs. Spoiler. Drink water. Spoiler, there is a real story here, but it's not the whole story and definitely not the magic answer that people want it to be. Quick rewind to October 10th. Let's rewind back there and take a look. On October 10th, we didn't just wake up to a random red candle. We had big macro shock. Macro is everything. That's what I do a lot on my show is the macro stuff. Fresh escalation in the trade war headlines. Risk assets globally went risk off, and crypto was sitting on top of stupid levels of leverage. The result, the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. Bitcoin and alts get carpet bombed. Tech stocks and other high beta names also sell off the same day. So even before we touch, now I'm gonna move this over here. So there we go. This is where I would normally have all my stuff up here. So even before we get to those levels, right? The tech stocks and other high beta names also sell off the same day. So even before we touch MSCI, we already saw the perfect recipe of macro shock, record leverage, plus thin liquidity. I've been saying forever, there's no liquidity out there. You guys think there's liquidity happening. Look at the Fed Reserve. They're buying all these bonds, right?
Repo.
No, those are
reverse
repos, baby. They don't count. That is money being put back for banks when they fell. It's what that money is for, guys. So we got the macro shock, the record leverage, and the thin liquidity, right? Base melting dumps. So what the heck is a DAT? Now, where does the DAT come into the story? A DAT is a digital asset treasury. Think of companies like Strategy that basically issue stock or debt, use the money to buy Bitcoin, and then trade as leveraged proxies on those coins. So these guys have been major buyers this cycle, scooping up a big chunk of Bitcoin supply and some Ethereum sold from other companies, so on and so forth. They're one of the structural buyers, but not the only one. Definitely important, though. So what did MSCI actually do? On October 10th, they put out very quietly a consultation paper. And in plain English, they said, hey, we're not sure if these DAT companies should be treated as companies or if they are basically funds that just hold crypto. Why does that matter? If MSCI decides they're fund-like, they can exclude them from the major stock indices. So meaning that ETFs and indexes don't have to list them in their total package, right? And if they're out of the indices, then all of the index funds and passive products tracking those indices are forced sellers of the stock. They have to all sell. So if the ETF had bought this many because it was in the ETF and they just vote against it in January, then you're going to see all of that get sold as shares, which will scare the crap out of the crypto space, to be honest. So timeline, MSCI is collecting feedback now. The decision is expected around January 15th, and any changes that they decide on would take effect in February 2026 for the index review. So yes, there is real structural risk on the table to these DAT names. What the narrative gets right there is that the DATs have been big buyers. Index inclusions is a big part of their business model. And if MSCI decides that the index can't carry them because they're funds, you would see forced sales in names like Strategy as passive money would rotate out. That would hurt their valuations and make the raise equity, buy Bitcoin, pump flywheel game harder to do, at least, if not end it. So what the narrative gets wrong, though, is that they exclude the reality that we do have macro headwinds coming. I talked yesterday when the job numbers came out, or Wednesday, I guess it was. When the job numbers came out, I said, look, these job numbers, they're not good. Even though it was higher job numbers, if you looked at the unemployment, it went up. So yes, job numbers went up, but wages month over month went down. And unemployment went up. So what does that tell me? That tells me if I take all three of these numbers, aggregate them together, we have people lost their good paying jobs, higher unemployment, took on 2 and 3 gig jobs, part-time work to make up for their lost bigger paying job, which added job numbers. And now they're making less money because they're working 3 part-time jobs at lower income, Uber Eats, whatever it may be. And that is why we saw wages go down. So monthly wages went down because they're not having as big as jobs of what they lost.
Right.
They lost those jobs because unemployment went up. They took on more part-time gig work, which is why job numbers went up. And when you put all three of those together, it tells you a story that our labor market sucks right now and people are struggling big time. So if they are going to go into a rate cut, which it looks now, it's 70% chance that we do get a 25 basis point rate cut in December, after it was 70% that we would not yesterday. It took time. It took people a little time to aggregate those jobs numbers, evidently, because I did it in like an hour and it took them 24 hours. So when I think what we're going to see is that inflation returns. And a lot of people are not old enough to know about this. But if you've done your research, you would know if we get a return on inflation while we're in an emergency cut because of jobs and weakening economy, we could be heading into stagflation. And then we get the lovely thing of let's add rate hikes back in, which is very it smells a whole lot like 1970 all over again. So
yeah, we're gonna have gas coupons,
bro.
For those that still have petrol engines, like myself. I got big petrol engines, so I'll be in the gas line, I guess.
It's no bueno. It's no bueno. Yeah. So I've been aggregating a bunch of data on this, man. But at the end of the day, I'm not touching alts. I sold all of my alts in January 2025 and haven't touched them since. Sold all my Bitcoin at 126.
So let's just back up for a second, because I feel like Michael Saylor knew this was coming. This is not something that, especially a person like himself running a company like Strategy, I know he's been in communication with these organizations. He knew this was coming, bro. Yet he still was out there perpetuating this idea of, selling stocks to buy more Bitcoin. Like, what was the point in when he knew the threshold was 50%? It doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
Because the convertibles, he's got all the way out until like 2027, 2028 before he gets called on all that stuff.
But I'm saying he was buying above the threshold. Like, he knew he was going into the threshold of over 50% of his stake being Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely, he did.
So it doesn't make any sense to me why he would do that.
He either does not understand how the MSCI works and how they read data, or he thought that his valuation would continue to go up and that it would keep it right. And I think that's what it was, and now it's not. So here's the question. Here's the question. Does Michael Saylor get to a point where he decides, look, it's more important for me to be listed in these passive buying ETFs than it is for me to say diamond hands buy forever, and so I need to keep this 50% down, and he has to sell in order to pick the lesser evil of his scenario of being delisted in the MSCI?
Okay, well, if you were in his shoes, Piper, what would you do? That's a tough one.
I would think for the long-term game of the business model, the methodology he's attempting to do, I would say that he honestly would have to sell Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We'll hold these under MicroStrategy. We'll hold these under another company that is not MicroStrategy. And he could do that where it looks, where he's not really selling, but he's taking it off of MicroStrategy.
Right.
Books.
Okay. I wonder if that will work. Right. If he could transfer asset ownership to a new shell company or some type of other entity, and then boom. But then that would mess up his NAV. That would still mess up the numbers, though.
But it might not be as bad as the alternative to that.
Right. Interesting. Wow, man, that's crazy.
Second, third order effects, man. Third order effects.
I wanted to talk to you about what we talked about last December.
Way back in the day? Way back in the day?
Way back in the day. It feels like it, right? These months in crypto go by so fast. I wanted to talk about Japan and the yen carry trade and what the hell is going on there. Are you aware of this unraveling?
Of course I am. I talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So what do you think how does this play into the whole, because we got a couple moving parts in regards to Bitcoin being literally a barometer for US liquidity, US market liquidity. We got the repo issue. We got MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor being a potential issue for Bitcoin. And then we got the Japanese yen carry trade. That sounds like 3 strikes, you're out. I mean, what is your take on this?
So the breakdown total, it had to do, when I first started talking about this, it had to do with their yields rocketing up to 2.75, which by the way are over 3 now. It's crazy how high it's getting. Matter of fact, let me look and see what it is currently. Yields, bonds, Japan. It's the 20-year. That's what I want to see. Full quote. All. I need the Japanese 20-year. I'm not seeing it on CNBC. Anyway,
okay.
I talked about it on there about the 20-year, how it was hitting 2.75 and it went up to 3 something. And I said, okay, let's do all the deep dive on this. And I prompted a whole bunch of stuff. The final measurement that she put together for me on this was, remember the yen carry trade blow up back in 2024? Well, of course I do. That was when the Bank of Japan surprised markets. The yen ripped higher, and everyone who borrowed cheap yen to buy stocks, bonds, and crypto got squeezed at the same time. What we're seeing now, and this is the worst case scenario, bro. What we're seeing now is a slow motion version of the same story. Japan's 10-year yield is breaking out to a highest level since 2008, which means the era of free yen money is ending as Japanese bonds finally pay something. Japanese investors don't need U.S. assets badly, and the cost of funding global leverage is going up. So so what to it? It puts upward pressure on U.S. long-term yields. It makes high multiple tech and speculative trades more fragile, and it raises the odds of another spike in volatility if the yen moves sharply again. Bottom line, Japan shifting out of zero rate is one more reason the global cost of capital is rising, and that's a headwind that you have to respect in both equities and crypto. The reason that I say it's actually worse this time, because if it is a slow market bleed off, slow blood is not a good thing, right? If it's a slow market bleed off, then you have a situation where people go, okay, it's finding support. It's slowing down on the drop. It's finding support. And it will give you these little relief rallies as people start to buy in, which will cause more people to FOMO behind it. And then what do you get? You get the people that use that as exit liquidity for their, oh shit, I didn't get out earlier, let me try it now. And then you get more sell-off. So that slow bleed causes a lot more people to get emotionally FOMO-tastic, if you will, where if it was just a dump, it would just scare people out. I think a slow bleed off is what is going to come this cycle, and I think it's going to be very painful for those that tend to listen to the wrong people and buy hopium, or the people that tend to get very emotional and go, the bottom's in. I've got to catch the bottom. If I didn't catch the bottom, was I a good trader? And I had that actual conversation this week with other people. Like, why are you trying to long trade the trend? The trend is not up because they feel like they got to go, aha, I got the bottom. Like, I don't know what that game is for people, but no, just trade the trend. The trend's your friend. So
the trend is your friend, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
You got it.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Wow. Yeah, this is interesting, man. And I think we got with all 3 of these scenarios that we painted for the audience today. $40,000, $50,000 Bitcoin is surely possible.
Absolutely possible.
Now, what's your time frame? Because a prediction is nothing without a time frame. You can be right or wrong, it doesn't matter.
Let me find my bottoms to tops chart here. That's what I was trying to find earlier. You go ahead and talk about something. Let me find this chart here, and then I'll bring it up for you.
We'll let Piper find that chart. I want to just go over to the charts on my end and take a look at how close we got to the line, ladies and gentlemen. We got very close to my $80,000 line. I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm calling it. It got there. All right. So we're here. So what happens now? Well, I think we had a relief rally, right? So we did get the wick. That's a nice wick. We went from that wick this morning all the way up almost 6% on Bitcoin, which is a pretty big move within literally we got there in less than 2 hours, guys. That's crazy. The volatility is going insane right now. But I think we might find a temporary bottom at 80,000. But it all depends on what's going on with the stock market and how we close out the week, and even what happens over the weekend. I mean, we have the NASDAQ doing well. This follows the trend that we've been seeing, where we've gotten a slight decoupling of Bitcoin from the NASDAQ, which is a little concerning. But I think it is Bitcoin foreshadowing the correct direction of the markets. I think in this instance, the NASDAQ and all the other indices are going to have to follow Bitcoin lower, because Bitcoin is a early indicator of a shrinkage of liquidity. So that's what we're going through right now. So I think that the NASDAQ is just going to have to catch up to Bitcoin on the downside. It's crazy, Piper. I talked about this yesterday. I don't know if you know this, like the NASDAQ is up 17% for the year, which is insane. While Bitcoin is down, I want to say like 4 or 5% now at this point. Let's check this out real quick, man. Bitcoin yearly performance. So we have Bitcoin down. Down 7.3% right now, guys. At current rate, at current prices, we're down 7.3%. So a big delta, a big difference in performance between the NASDAQ and Bitcoin. And I'm just going to have to tell you guys, I think NASDAQ is going to have to catch up. They might meet somewhere in the middle, but they're going to have to catch up. We only got about 40 more days left and some change left of the year. I definitely don't see us getting back to anywhere near previous years of performance with Bitcoin. You can call that a wrap. Now it's just about whether or not we can make it a year or slightly positive, or is it going to be a negative year? Piper, what's your take on the pretty much like the bad omen of red Octobers? We had a red October this year. We haven't had one since 18, and the last one before that I think was 2014.
I got it here in my chart. Pull it up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you do look at that. So let me
yes,
pull
sir.
up Army's
talked about this in October.
There
I
you
said,
go.
look, guys, we had 3.69. The last time we've been in this ballpark, we had a 36.5% downturn in November. We're currently at 22.83. We said that before November ever even hit. So this was around the 29th of October. I pointed all that out.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yep.
So what's the game plan at this point for you? Short term, like going into next week. What's your game plan?
Dollar cost averaging still. My dollar cost average on the Piper plan, the deeper we go, the more we multiply the weekly DCA. And then I'll show the MVP oscillator before we get off here. That's going to be where I do my heaviest buys. Looking here, though, if we go from market bottoms to market bottoms, okay, and you can see the first top here. I'll hide these three bottoms just to keep it in line here. If we take a look, cycles have been beautiful. And I put this on the chart long before we ever got to the top at 126, if that was the top, which I believe at this point, I'm 85% sure it was. But we had 371 days from bottom to the halving. Halving to the top was 371, okay? And you can see it's about the same each way. 539 days from the bottom to the halving, 539 days to the top. 518 days from the bottom to the halving, 518 days, give a couple of weeks here or there to the top, okay? Take a look. And I had this laid out at April 2024 about where our top should be in the ballpark of 518 days from the bottom to the halving. There's your halving offset by 2 weeks. Okay, so, but if we look at that same methodology and we go, okay, if that's the case, what do we do from bottom to bottom? Typically, it's about 12 months from our top to the bear market bottom. Okay, so let's go and throw these on and look at these in total. And if you don't believe me on that thing, you can go do the math on it. From tops to bottoms, it's 1 year from the date. So we hit the top here back in November 2021. Where'd we hit our bottom? November 2022, right? We hit our top here in December 2017. We hit our bottom in December 2018. It's 1 year. So we should hit, based on bottoms to bottoms, from where we topped in October of 2026. Let's throw those dates on and take a look. Where does that fall? October 2026. So that's where we're looking at there. And that's based on bottoms to bottoms on average. This one here was 1,428 days, 1,442 days. Average in between there, 1,435 days. Going to put us right there in October 2026. That's where I think we hit that bottom at, man.
Nice.
And then for where am I buying in the biggest at? How am I going to do that? We're going to go right here. We're going to throw this chart on. I'll bring this up. We're on the monthlies here. Let me put that on automatic. And then let's bring up the MVP oscillator. MVP, Chart Primes Oscillator Pro, turn to MVP, flip it. There we go. This has been how I've been catching. But this is why my average was $21,420 for Bitcoin this cycle, and got out at the top. Everyone keeps saying the cycle was horrible. I did really well this cycle. How?
Same here.
Catching bottoms. Yeah, it was a beautiful cycle. Textbook. I just didn't listen to all of the noise and garbage out there. That's how you do it. Looking here, August 2015. Actually, February 2015, we fired our first bright green candle here, and it gave us a warning. Hey, we're getting brighter and brighter candles. On the monthly chart, it gave us, hey, you're going to buy here. So you buy 10% in there, and then 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, and then 10%. When there's no more green candles, you put the rest of your dry powder in. Okay. And then it gives you that run up. Next cycle, we had 2 months of it. You would have done 80% in on the third candle where there was no bright green candle, right? And then the last cycle here, we had 9 of them. You only had 1 more right there. That gave you an average price of $21,420. So when we get those on the monthly, which, by the way, we're just starting the downturn here of the bearish signal on the MVP oscillator. Last time we did that, guess where it was? About the time that we lost our 52-week moving average. So, yeah, absolutely.
We've definitely lost our 52. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're coming back down again. So, gave us all this indication, and I was warning about this too, guys. This thing does not normally lose, doesn't normally miss. I'm looking for there it is, the LMACD. As OC says, it's the Mexican MACD. It's called the LMACD, guys. It's the logarithmic MACD. And I talked about this back in August. I said that we have a big problem here. Actually, it's September. We have a big problem here because historically, when the logarithmic MACD crosses and starts to go red on the histogram, that is within your window of your top being confirmed. And you can see that there. This one back here, we crossed there. We had a little pump. It was within a couple of weeks of it, but we crossed here in September, and then right afterwards on the monthly, we fired that also. So LMACD also gave us a pretty good indication of top side being in. All the data's there, man. All the data is there. All people had to do was listen to the data and not the hope. Listen to facts, not emotions. That everybody would be better in the world.
Absolutely, man. Again, dropping the alpha, my guy, Army Piper, coming by the Red Nugent Show. Guys, go show him some love. Go follow him on X. Army Piper.
I wore this for you today, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So we got Army Piper. Go follow him right now on X. He's also on YouTube streaming pretty much every morning. Couldn't get it up and running this morning. The YouTube guys were hating on him big time. But he's usually streaming every day, and he's got other content creators on there streaming all day every day as well. So go check
Yeah,
out
it's
Piper
Piper
Academy.
Academy. And if anyone's interested in the DCA, I drop it every Monday morning, and I probably have the cheapest access to get this type of data and some trade setups as anyone out there, but it's only $5 a month. I put a paywall on it to keep scammers and bots out of the Discord. I'm not trying to make money. I make my own money. I'm good. But this is my hobby post-retirement from the military. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving people true, analyzed, aggregated fact data, right? And to lay it all out, it's $5 a month, and you join off of my membership on YouTube. That's how you get access. I'm only getting 70% of that. So it's really not trying to make any money off of anyone. I just want to keep the bots out. I just want to keep the bots out, man.
They do us very badly over there on YouTube with the premium memberships.
Yeah, they do. It's horrible.
It's insane. So thanks, Army Piper, for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. I have to jump on your channel, on your stream here in a couple weeks and break down some stuff to your
You're always welcome, man. Always.
Yeah. Alexander G, thank you. You guys have a wonderful weekend as well.
Anything
all right, Piper.
The people that sold the markets are joining forces.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Hilarious. He's
hey,
hilarious,
anything for
man.
clicks. If you were with those people that actually had joined forces a while ago, because you don't ever see me on anyone else's shows. I don't do collabs with people that I think can't analyze their way out of a paper sack. So if you would listen to the people that were talking to each other a while ago, you could have moved with us. When I moved, you moved just like that, and we collect collect our capital, baby. Let's go. Come on.
There you go, bro. All right, man. Have a good weekend, Piper, and
thanks, Blood.
We'll check you next week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Appreciate Piper coming in, man. Go again. Follow that guy. Awesome analyzer of the markets. He definitely knows his stuff, man. So that's why I like bringing people on that know what they're talking about. And they're not going to sell you buy the dip. This is the low. This is it. And then I'm just supposed to forget that you said that 3 minutes ago. So he's going to give you real analysis. So definitely go follow him. Shout out to Lighty6936 for tuning in. I appreciate you as well. So yeah, man, it's been great. I just want to really quickly finish up with some Scalpalytics Pro trades that we are currently in, and boy, did we knock it out the park this week, man. Oh my God. We went short on Bitcoin, and we pretty much milked this till there's nothing left. But we went short on Bitcoin in U.S. session yesterday. We got in on a short on Bitcoin at $91,000, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. You talking about milking the cow. Similar setup for Ethereum as well. You see here, I'll zoom in a little bit. We jumped in our Ethereum short yesterday at $3,016. Oh man, and we tried to bottom feed here, and we had a couple back and forth. We looks like we finally got a win here on a long. We took 50% of our profits right here, and we're going to rock out with this one. Hopefully, we can get a nice little relief rally and make some money on the way back up as well. If you guys are interested in these types of signals, they're available at bloodalytics.com. Scalpalytics Pro available for Bitcoin, Ethereum, SU, XRP, Solana, BNB, and of course we got the Moonalytics swing trading signal as well, and also hedge fund signal that automatically trades for you over on Blowfin. Can't knock that one. And that's it, man, ladies and gents. Come back later. We're gonna do the MGBX weekly market review with my guy Crusader. I haven't seen Blockchain Crusader in a minute. So he's going to come in, check in with Blood. So guys, definitely come check us out on MGBX_global X account. Only on X, streaming live on X at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. That's it, man. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. Holla.
Yo, it's Crypto Blood. Detroit flow, streaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point. OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just bloods do. Bad motherfucker, but in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Kick that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, just the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Yeah, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, they never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling law. Fuck around and you clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars and it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.